All right, let's explore what we have with release 89, build 89 from the 2023 series. That just came out, and we already are out of date. we just had 89 shipping, and we now have number 90, 91, 92 as of today, just a day later, or two. So it seems like there's still a lot of work, and sure is. But we want to see what we have now. So let's go to filter, render, render geometry. All right, so right now that's still an OBJ loader. Maybe in the future it will load other formats, but we certainly have the ability to load something like foliage, like we did in the past. Get one of these trees in there, and then rotation is the default mode for the viewer. So you can rotate it in different views, different angles. And let's say we grab this one and make it a brush. And ooh, look at that. Now we're starting to add something else. Adding another brush. So we have a first one, and then we have this one. Add to brush. Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're talking really saving time here. Frame count number 3. Now also maybe a different tree, right? That was first one. Actually, it's still the same. Let's go a different one. There you go. Add to brush. And you see we're increasing the frame count. So now that's beautiful. Okay, Dan, you are awesome. This is just perfect. Look at that. So we are building up a custom brush with multiple frames. It's also known as an animator brush. Let's get one of those oak trees. And of course, they don't have to be all lined up the same way. We could also zoom in a little bit to make this one really appear bigger and maybe move it up a little bit. Something like that. Still rotation mode. Let's go here and move it up this way. Okay. Awesome. All right, so add this one to brush. Now we have a couple of things in the custom animator brush. Let's say we are done. Maybe we render it one more time. Who cares? We see that first frame in the brush, full size. But as you're painting, it's cycling through all the frames you have added, collected into this. Ooh, nice. A dream come true. Look at that. All right, so obviously we may want to make it a little bit brighter sometimes, change the colors. So first of all, we'll store this. Where is it? Store and manage a copy. So you can see here that we have a single first frame, but if you look at the film strip, it's multiple frames right in there. Beautiful. All right. And so one way to use that, of course, is to paint and have the whole tree sequence here. Maybe that's too dark, so let's see where we can change the hue saturation value. Value here should make it a little bit brighter. There you go. And other things we could do with that is perhaps add a little bit of red and green and blue so that it's going to actually be brighter also where the darker parts are. And then we could add some more things to that. The settings here for the brush would also allow us to change randomly the appearance. Let's go pin this down. And let's say we want to change the step distance a little bit so they are farther apart. So now the trees really are a little bit more separated. Also, we may want to change the size of them, random position, a little bit off the position of your mouse. The size of them, so some of them are going to be significantly smaller. As you're painting here, you see a variety of trees coming through. There could be some random angle too, so they could be rotating a little bit more. You don't want to do too much because they're going to start lying down. Although if it's the inside of a chaotic storm, chaotic forest, yeah, why not? So here we go, and then maybe also some more changes in the hue. So some of them are a little bit more reddish, some of them more greenish, some of them more bluish. Saturation could change. Brightness, random value, give it a little bit more. So you see now there's a nice variety here, and maybe it's still too big, so let's first of all store this brush. No, actually we still work from this one here, so we can go maybe change the size a little bit, almost half down, and look at that. Okay, now the kicker, of course, is what if we want the distance to change the size so they are small far away and bigger up front. And what you can do is create a gradient for that. That gradient would essentially allow us to have it small when it's far away and up close big in appearance. That gradient, simply we go and put it in like this here, right click, and oh, that's not the gradient. Where's the right click on the gradient tool and select the gradients, linear gradient, right there, linear gradient, and take a look at the gradients. We have a black to white, so black far away, white up close, and that way they will appear big. The size here, the brightness will control the size. Black will make them go really small. We just need to switch them to the backside. So we swap the two buffers, and then we enable that size based on we call it the Z scale, but it's not really Z. It's just based on the brightness of the pixels behind it in the swap buffer now, right? It's under the grids. That's where we have the artist tools. So what's it called? The blah, too many things to mention there. Artist guides. There, Z scale guide. And so now if you have that brush enabled, click on the brush tool again. Now as you move the brush up and down, you know it's going through the area where the background is black, and then up close to get bigger. So all you do now is you just paint like this, and the closer you go down, the bigger they will appear. And still randomly going through all of these trees that we've loaded, courtesy of the new ta-da render geometry. Thank you for watching. This is exciting for me. This is absolutely beautiful. And we make a brush, right? If we look at this here, in fact, let's go and clear it. So this one we don't need anymore. So the way to work with this is something like this, render geometry. Now let's say we want a different one, a spaceship perhaps. Yes, let's get ourselves a little satellite or a rover or something like that. Let's see what we could use here. Some 3D object like the crawler or black sea shark. Yeah, why not? Let's do a black tip shark. And I think this one here should work quite nicely. There you go. And what we'll do is we'll have it right here, so it's pretty big, as much resolution as we possibly could. Let's change the lighting a little bit. Nice little bluish tint is good if we want to make it look like he's underwater. A little bit of a bluish ambient color too, like a turquoise. There you go. And perhaps a little bit more brightness from the top. So we could possibly change the lighting here. See, ooh, that's maybe even too much. No, that's from the front, so we need it a little bit from above, like that. Okay, so we have one. Let's make a brush. Okay, now we can say add to brush. So we go, say, move them a little bit further back, and it's a small one. Add to the brush. Then we have a little bit mid-size, right button, and also rotate them. Right, so add to brush. And let's see what else. Rotate them this way. Add to brush. And maybe the other way. Add to brush. Same one shark, but you're getting a lot of different. Look at that, beautiful. A lot of different impressions off of the same shark. And so now we have 5. And what we do next is simply clear this and store this brush. There's a brush, store, and sure enough, well, this one here, I don't know where that one came from. Let's go, oh, that's the one we actually created as we were grabbing those frames. So here, if we look at the film strip, there's the whole sequence, 5 different sharks. And so now you have a whole army of sharks coming here, with the scaling still happening based on that gradient in the back. Let's clear that. Let's go without the gradient, disable this thing here, and simply paint each of these as we wish. Alright, thanks for watching, and thanks for following us. This is going to continue to be really exciting.